Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have something I want to share with you guys. It's a monologue from Nick Freitas. It's about 9 minutes long. I chopped it up into 3 different pieces, so we're gonna kind of go through it there together. And guys, judging from what I see in the comments of the last video, I mean, I don't even really have to explain it to you guys. Even if you guys are unaware of it, some of you seem a little confused, but something's changed. We can all feel it. I mean, we can see it in each other. There was one comment I came across. I cannot find it. I was trying to dig it up on my phone, but there was actually quite a few comments in that last video. I think the username was Despicable Human Race. Stated that I didn't even really know Charlie Kirk. I didn't really know anything that he stood for. And I feel sad. This actually hit me harder than the death of my father and my little brother. And that's big. Those are big words. And I'm sure that that's very confusing. And you probably, to this user, you probably even have a little sense of guilt for feeling that way. But you just got to look at it from a different perspective as to why it feels like it hit harder is because this is kind of an attack on you. I have no idea how you lost your father or your little brother, and that's terrible news. I'm very sorry for that. It's definitely hard to lose somebody close like that. I'm gonna share something with you guys in a second as well. But a lot of people from far and wide are feeling the effects of this Charlie Kirk assassination. Some of it has to do with how it went down, guys. It was brutal as hell. It still replays in my brain. It's like my brain is imprinted with it, and I just want to kind of get that vision out of there. But in a certain way, it's also good that it's in there because it needs to remind us over and over and over again what we're really dealing with here. Now, I've shared it on the channel once before, but it was quite a while ago, so a lot of you guys are new. This was, I don't know how many subscribers I had back then, but I'm sure it was probably about half of what I have now. This is where I can relate to what this gentleman said in the comments there below when it comes to loss. I lost my son, my oldest son. He would be 27 years old now. I lost him 3 years ago. And this took place in August of 2022. And I was a mess, obviously, as expected. A parent's not supposed to bury their child. And I had a lot of trouble getting past it. The truth is I never did get past it. What I ended up doing, probably about a month after I lost him, is I just kind of turned it all off. I just kind of shut the emotion off and didn't ever fully deal with it. I mean, I have a reminder every day. I'm looking over at a picture of him right now. You guys catch that I do look in that direction quite a bit. And I'm looking at his urn right now. His urn's still in my house with me. But why do I bring this up? I don't understand why myself. I know you guys are going through some confusion as well with why you're feeling certain ways. Some of you never even heard of Charlie Kirk from what I'm hearing, and it's like, how to help? Why is this bothering me? I didn't even know who this individual was. That just comes down to you being a really good person on the right side of history. That is what I said to that individual. Anybody who feels that way, you're being touched by God. But for me, in a strange way, I didn't clue into it right away. It kind of reopened the wound with my son again and really made me realize that I gotta stop avoiding the pain and finally deal with it. In 2022, when I shut off the emotion, I was already past the mourning stage. I was in the anger stage. And right now, when it comes to Mr. Charlie Kirk, I think I'm slipping out of the mourning stage of it, and I'm in the anger stage. And I'm a little bit more focused now. I'm a little bit sharper. Past couple of days, I had to take 2 days off, guys, because I just couldn't really gather all my thoughts together. I couldn't really organize anything. I was collecting clips, and I've made such a mess out of my hard drive with collecting too many. My bookmarks list on X is a complete mess. I've bookmarked so many things, I've downloaded so many clips that I'll never even have a chance to get to. So with my channel here, I'm gonna kind of go through a bit of a mini reboot. I'm gonna kind of like push all those other clips aside and just kind of start fresh again is what I plan on doing here. And don't get me wrong, we will still be doing libtard clips and videos in the future and in the very near future as well. But right now in this present time with the temperature, the atmosphere, the political climate, it doesn't feel, we can't sit there and laugh at libtards right now, guys. I don't think you guys really want to laugh at them either, do you? I mean, I've never really been the type to laugh at them much. I more or less like picking apart their points and pretty much, well, dissecting their thought process and whatnot. But right now, we need to shame them. We need to point them out. We need to identify them. We need to make everybody, as many people as we can, aware of what these people truly are. So when I came across this clip yesterday on YouTube from Nick Freitas, it really stood out to me. I have actually watched it 2 more times even today and really listened to everything that he had to say, because I didn't really pick up on everything right away. I just knew that it caught me, it drew me in, and what he says makes a lot of sense of where we are currently right now, as of today. This clip is a couple days old. It's before they caught the alleged killer. So once again, if you guys have already seen this, then, well, sorry to waste your time. I'll see you guys next video. If not, I strongly encourage you guys to check this clip out.
The next thing I want to talk about is, what do we do from here? Because there's a lot of people asking me. And I understand the desire for retribution and revenge. Please believe me, I do. But there's another thing I've learned, and that is their actions are all about focusing and controlling our reactions. They want us to behave in a certain way so that they can use it as evidence that we are the savages they claim that we are, at the same time that they engage in acts of savagery. Charlie was on to something. Charlie was on to something when he emphasized faith, when he emphasized founding principles, when he emphasized family, when he emphasized marriage, when he emphasized having kids. He was on to something. And the reason why he was on to it was because he knew that the left would not spend so much time denigrating these institutions, whether it be the church, whether it be marriage, whether it be the family. He knew there had to be a reason they spent so much time trying to systematically dismantle those things and to replace them with something else. And I can tell you right now, for everybody that's looking at me skeptically or thinking that I'm advocating an easy way out or I'm advocating a platitude, I promise you I'm not. I know what it is to put my life on the line for something I believe in. And I can remember the very moment in November of 2008 in Iraq where I thought my next move is going to get me killed. And I remember thinking to myself in that moment, if I don't do my duty, what do I tell my wife? What do I tell my children? They believe something about me. They believe I am honorable. They believe I am brave. And so there was no choice. You had to do your duty. But you deprive people of that. You deprive young men of their faith in God, of a wife and a marriage they can believe in, of children that they can raise, love, and protect. It becomes very easy to deprive them of any notion of patriotism, any notion of community, any notion of country. There's a reason why Charlie focused so much. It's because everything else we love and everything else we fight for within the political realm is built upon that foundation.
So as I said, I've split this up in 3 different sections, and 3 sections I chose. Each section said something a little bit differently to me. So don't get me wrong here, guys. I'm not here to try and pitch you guys on religion or anything like that. That's not where I'm going with this. To make it very clear, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm not exactly Mr. Religion. Do I believe in God? Yes. Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Yes. My faith is Christianity. When's the last time I went to church? Either for a wedding or a funeral. When's the last time I've prayed? As I said before, the only prayers I ever say are to my son, my mother, and whatnot, my father, my best friend. And I haven't even done that in months. But at the end of the day, I have Christian faith. No other denominations, just pure, straight up, main umbrella Christianity. Now that we got that out of the way, what did he say about Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk, what he recognized is that what they are trying to dismantle is the nuclear family. You hear Matt Walsh talk about this a lot, and Christianity as a whole. Now, why is that? I know some of you, some of my main viewers here, I've seen you guys say it in the comments here and there before, some of you do not believe in a God. Some of you guys are just atheists, I believe it is. That's your guys' choice right there. But what I will ask you to believe, what I will expect for you to believe at this point, because it's right in front of your face, is evil. You don't have to believe in a God. He knows that you're there, but you definitely know that there's a devil. You don't necessarily have to believe in God to understand that the devil is real. And the one thing about the devil is the devil cannot create. It can only manipulate. That's his only power. He can only manipulate and destroy. He can create nothing. This kind of explains a lot now, doesn't it? Not exactly the type of conversation that's very favored on this platform. It's probably stepping a little bit on thin ice here to say this type of stuff, but I mean, am I lying? Am I spreading misinformation? Or is it not right in front of our faces? Now, one thing you guys will notice is the main faith that's always being persecuted. I know some people say others, but the evidence is there. It's been there for a little while now. Several of them have been murdered just this year. And I mean like in high numbers is when it comes to Christianity. Now, why is that? Because Satan only fears God. Satan only fears Jesus Christ. Now let's step back and use our pattern recognition. Really look at what's going on. And this all stems from the left. Look at transgenderism. Look at the encouragement when it comes to homosexuality. Look at the attacks that are being taken on the nuclear family overall. Look at the rise of feminism. Look at the birth rate drop. Then when it comes to religion, half of these people, if you want to be transgender, you can't believe in Christ at the same time. They just don't mix. So they choose to step away from faith. They choose to say, oh no, God is not real. That way I can live my life of sin over here. That way they can put pride flags in classrooms and take anything religious out of them. And when we ask that we'd like to put the 10 Commandments back on the walls in elementaries, we're being looked at like we're cultists. Like, really think about that, guys. Conservative values usually comes down to Christianity and family, and we've been demonized for it. They're calling us a cult for it. And they've convinced people that are on their side of the aisle, they've convinced a younger generation that, hey, Jesus Christ was a bad person. Christianity is a terrible thing. It's a cult mentality. They will force you to have children. They will force you to get pregnant at a young age and have children. It's absolutely sickening, the things that they say about what's going on our side of the aisle. Really just step back and look at it. We're talking about having a faith and having a family, and they demonize that.
And so as we go forward, I will tell you this much. I am not just pouring back into my Bible. I'm pouring back into the arguments, the history. I want to better understand. I want to be able to better debate, not because I'm interested in trying to convince the sort of person that would murder me or celebrate my murder in front of my children, but because there are out there that are looking around and wondering what is true. And for anybody that is still wondering what is true, my God commands me in 1 Peter 3:15 to first sanctify Christ in my heart and always be prepared to give a response for the hope that is in me, but to do so with gentleness and respect. And I will be honest, I am struggling with the gentleness right now. But it's a command, not a request. So I will improve on that area of my life. I will improve on the sort of husband I am to my wife. I will improve on the sort of father I am to my children. I will improve my intellect with respect to arguing my positions for anyone that is willing to listen and give it a fair hearing and receive the same in kind. But I will also improve in everything I need to do to protect the things I love. I will be as hard a target as I possibly can be. I already recognize I'm a target. I've accepted that. But I will be the hardest one I possibly can be. I encourage you to learn on the own areas of your life, the spiritual, because as much as I get hammered for always bringing up Christianity, let me tell you what we're confronting right now. It's evil. And like God, I am not willing that anyone should perish. But there are evil ideologies in this world that deserve to be destroyed. And if you don't have a spiritual foundation, you can't even define evil. It becomes nothing more than something that you don't like in the moment. But if you want to understand it and you want to effectively fight it, you better start researching what it actually is. The intellectual. It is time that we continue to aspire to make the sort of intellectually rigorous arguments that Charlie made. The emotional, we will have to control our emotions. That doesn't mean they cannot inform our actions or inform our thoughts, but they cannot direct them. That is what the other side wants. They want us to be so consumed with grief that we screw up. What we believe deserves more. Charlie deserves more. Professionally, develop the capabilities that you need to. Because as I look at the various industries that are employing these people, I am coming with my own ultimatum. You fire this, or I don't do business with you. And if that means we have to endure a little bit of economic pain or the deprivation of convenience, so be it. And finally, the physical. Don't tell me you understand the nature of this fight if you're not actually willing to develop the sort of martial capabilities that you need to in order to defend the things that you love.
That portion was 3 minutes and 23 seconds long, and there's actually quite a bit to unpack there. There's almost too much. It's pretty overwhelming. But the main point I think he's trying to make here is that people need to understand that we are truly facing evil. This is not even from a religious standpoint, guys. This is what he's saying. You need to start getting some religion in your life so you actually understand what you're up against. But what I need people to really understand is identify them however you want, but you can't sleep. You're not just up against human beings with bad tempers or human beings with selfish emotions. You're truly up against, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, I feel that we're truly up against an evil force that's using these people on the left, these radical people on the left, as conduits. This is why they all have the same worldviews. I mean, there's a lot of people that share worldviews, right? But they just seem to be carbon copies of each other. Since you guys started bringing up Senpaku-wise, I started looking into that more, and the Japanese, their definition for the type of eyeballs that the liberals will make, where you see the white on the top, what I always like to point out in my videos, that comes down to people with a psychopathic mindset. One of the biggest mistakes that Ronald Reagan ever made was in 1981 when he closed asylums. And I hate to say it because I don't want to sound cruel. I don't really want to sound or talk about locking people up, whatnot. But these people, before 1981, would not be roaming the streets freely. They're not well. And there's reasons why they're not well. The devil can't create, he can only manipulate. I said it in my last video. Have we ever experienced what's going on right now, where we've seen an assassination and people are jumping in front of cameras and dancing and celebrating? This is what demons do. They dance and celebrate death.
Over the next several weeks, we will hopefully find the man that killed Charlie and learn more about what their specific motivations were. But there's a reason why we showed you all of the comments, all of the celebration, all of the likes and shares. It was so you would remember, this is not a bug. This is a feature of the ideology they have chosen. It was not imposed. It was not directed to them. They chose it. I sincerely hope with all of my heart, and please believe me when I say this, that they will choose something different. I don't believe that anybody is beyond Christ's saving grace. As Alistair Begg once said, the only reason why any of us ever get into heaven is because the man on the middle cross said we could come. But we're entering a different era. Be careful that you don't conduct yourself in such a way that would diminish the legacy that Charlie Kirk left behind. Because his wife and children are watching. But by the same token, do not be lulled into a false sense of security that we can continue on as we have before. Something has changed. It is now our responsibility to make sure that as we fight evil, we also provide a vision of what could be, what is true, and what is noble, and what is just, and what is loving. Thank you, Charlie. As I said before, Your fight's over. But ours is just beginning. Thank you.
He says to Charlie Kirk, your fight is over, but ours is just beginning. I 95% agree with him there. I don't think that it's that ours is just beginning. I think it's that we're finally ready to start fighting back, and we're tired of this bullshit now. Now, this gentleman here did the same thing with his audience. He intentionally, I'm sure his audience didn't really want to see them either, but he intentionally put in his videos the clips of these people dancing and celebrating. He put different posts from them, the nasty things that they're saying on X. I stayed off of X all day today. I didn't want any of that negative vibe. I follow a couple of guys that are on the left, that are far left, and reason being is because I can get some good clips out of them from my usual content. And the vile words that they have been speaking the past few days, I'm disgusted. And even with my normal people that I follow, it's just how some of these evil people will jump in their comments and say their things like, these people can't even let us have like a nice post. You know what I mean? Even on Facebook, my wife's sister put up something that had to do with Charlie Kirk, and one of their own family members had to jump in the post and tarnish it with calling him a fascist and all the rest of it. Why would you feel sad for somebody like that? My wife and her sister, they went back and forth with her for a little while, but these people can't even give you a space that you can have to yourself. They want to infect everything. Now, I know these clips of these people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, these posts that they put up and whatnot, it's bad energy. It's negative energy. It's energy that none of us really want to indulge into, but it's of the utmost importance that we do it, even for yourselves. If you haven't seen them yet, you're going to need to see this. Your subconscious mind needs to see this. Now, I know that sounds a little bit weird because normally it's like you don't want to feed your subconscious mind anything negative, but you need that constant reminder of what we are truly dealing with. When you look at the looks in their eyes, nobody that is a true human being, human spirit with a soul, acts this way, which leads to something else that he said in that final clip there is, don't lull yourself into a false sense of security. Things have changed. Things are different now. The divide just got bigger. And as I explained last video, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it as necessary, but it was necessary. Because even though we thought we were awake, majority of us that had our eyes open already that thought we were awake, we weren't awake enough. So now, with what's just happened with Charlie Kirk, some people that weren't awake, that were on the right side of history, good people, they're awake now. And I don't know about you guys, I can only speak for myself. But for that extra fire that's burning in me right now, it's given me a whole new sense, a whole new purpose, a feeling of purpose. I feel like I'm supposed to do something. I'm not completely clear on what it is yet. I know it has something to do with all this, with being in front of a camera. I think I'm starting to finally find my way, what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm still a little bit unclear. Again, guys, I'm still new at this. I've only been doing this a little touch over a year now. So I'm still kind of finding my way in a day-to-day basis with this, but I feel like I have more of a sense of purpose now. And that purpose is very similar to what I've been doing all this time. Exposing the mentally ill on the left, which I think we can almost relabel to evil at this point, and speaking the truth. But now it feels like I'm supposed to be doing this. Don't get me wrong, I still feel a little bit disorganized. I still have to get a little bit better at this. I still have to get a little bit quicker at this. It's a little bit hard to maintain doing this while, having a full-time job and a family and whatnot. It's a little hard to juggle all three. But now, the difference is, after this whole situation that happened on September 10th, is I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And to all you guys that have stuck it out with me for the past several months, I truly appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Make sure you stick around because we're just getting started. And on that note, I think we're going to end this video at this point here, guys. I have some other stuff, obviously, that I'm going to be getting back to you guys with there tomorrow. As I said something about the alleged shooter, that there's somebody who's put together a video that seems pretty convincing and compelling that we may possibly have the wrong guy. If you guys haven't seen anything about that yet, I might delve into that. Besides that, I'm probably going to come back at a more positive note again for you guys tomorrow. And the video after that, we're probably going to have to start looking at some of those clips that we've been trying to avoid. Well, at least I've been trying to avoid putting them out to you guys there, but as I said, we're going to have to do it. So we're probably going to get into it in like the next video or two. Until then, you guys keep your heads up, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
I've never ever opened the Bible before. In fact, I know nothing about Christianity or Jesus. But yesterday, after witnessing the assassination of Charlie Kirk on the internet, and it just being so normal to people, like watching this man get shot in the neck, and everybody being so desensitized and just going on with life like it was normal. Something was calling me to my husband's Bible. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my husband, you know, they have been trying to bring me to Christianity, you know, since I met them. They're not like overbearing, they don't force it on me, but like, you know, they talk about it. And they respect that, like, I don't know how I feel. But for the very first time yesterday, I grabbed the Bible. I don't know what I'm looking for in the Bible. I don't know why I felt like I needed to grab the Bible. But I grabbed my husband's Bible. And the page that I opened up to was the verse, John 8:32. And it said, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And I feel like that changed me so much, because up until yesterday, I leaned both ways politically. I am pro-life, but I also believe women should have autonomy over their bodies. I don't care if someone is gay, but I don't want sexuality pushed on my children in school. I believe in the Second Amendment, but like, it also makes me sad that bad guys have guns too. I've never voted before, but after yesterday, I know where I stand. I will never cast a blue vote. I am convinced that the Democratic Party is ran by the devil himself. And I know I'll get hate for saying this, and I don't care. But I feel like Charlie Kirk's death, woke me up spiritually, and now I can't unsee the truth.